This is the Arn Show, and the boys are back together again. I'm your host, Paul Bromwell, and I'm so excited to be here because I'm joined by the one and only, the founder of the Four Horsemen, the creator of the Spine Buster, the Hall of Famer, my friend and tag team partner, Double A, Arn Anderson, the Enforcer. Arn, how are you this week, my friend?
Take that, Dolph Ziggler.
Yes.
Yes.
The Dolph Ziggler Spine Buster.
You know, it's crazy. When I was not too long ago, I could sit out in the sun, 95-degree weather, all day long. I had a huge threshold. Now that I'm old, it's like 60 degrees here and I'm freezing to death. So that's how I am. Trying to regulate this temperature gauge.
Well, you need to get back out in that 95-degree weather. That's what it is. You need to move to Florida maybe and enjoy some of that heat.
No, I'd never quit sweating. It'd probably kill me.
That Pensacola heat doesn't agree with you anymore.
Whew, you're not kidding. So how are you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm excited to be here. We are a few days away from Halloween. And I know a lot of our listeners, the virtual living room here, listening to Ask Arn Almost Anything, and the questions are flying in, by the way. So glad to see all of you here. You're all just as much part of the show as Arn and I are at this point. We know them all by name, Arn, and that's what I love about it. Yeah, it's great.
It's your show. Do with it what you want.
It is. Light it up. And I see some super chats already filing in, which we appreciate so much. 100% goes to Arn. So thank you for supporting him. But man, I've missed you. It's been a few weeks, and just in a few days, it'll be Halloween. You passing out candy this year?
Yeah, I love kids.
Yeah.
And I'll have some goodies. I'll have like real candy bars and such.
The full length ones, not the little gimmicks. The little
no penny candy at the Anderson house. Full blown candy bars.
That's right. The full Reese's, Snickers, Hershey with almonds. I mean, you should probably have plenty on hand with all the fans that have been loading you up at these shows.
There'll be no shortage.
No shortage. So it's a good time of year. It's a fun time of year. A lot of, fall activities are going on. Hay rides, haunted hay rides, all the good stuff. Bonfires, people making the s'mores, all the good stuff. It's a fun time of the year. Get the hoodies out. Speaking of hoodies, rocking the Four Horsemen white hoodie tonight. And, it's a thin one, man. This is a nice thin one. It's marked as such on the Four Horsemen shop, but I'm so glad that all of you are here tonight. We're going to have a good time for the next 60 minutes. So we appreciate it. Lots of great questions are filing in. Speaking of the Four Horsemen shop, Arn, I'll jump right into it. fourhorsemanshop.com, guys. It's the official licensed gear of the Four Horsemen and Arn Anderson. So check it out. Orders continue to come in, and, Arn, there's someone that you and I and every single person, whether you're watching live now or later on YouTube, just placed a big order with us, and you will see it on her social media. That's all I'm saying. No more hints. Soon enough. And I cannot wait to see her because, yes, one of the things she bought is that Four Horsemen jacket. And I cannot wait to see her in the red Four Horsemen jacket. And she's a big fan of yours. And man, it's so exciting to see. So check it out, fourhorsemanshop.com, and you'll see more about that. But I'd love to see some of your names come through for orders. And speaking of which, you know what's on there, Arn? That comic book, that hardcover. The only difference is you, in a nice silver, have autographed the copies that are available, limited edition. I mean, once they're gone, they're gone. We've talked about it. But we'll always want to make sure we make time to put this over because this nice hard copy, like you said, once it's gone, and it's your story in vibrant color, beautiful artwork, and your signature is on the front of it. So I want to make sure I talk about that a little bit.
And it is an autobiography. It's not just comic to be funny and be fiction and all that. It's the real deal for my life, I guess.
It is for sure. And I'm telling you, it's a great way. It's a fun way to read an autobiography on someone's life, specifically yours. The pictures alone are worth just going through and seeing it. Ted DiBiase's Trans Am, you know, the pictures of the family, just so many cool things that they were able to replicate and put into this book. It's just really cool for me. And I'm like, they actually put me in there as a fan, as a little Easter egg, just to say a nod to me as just helping you with your show. They did such a nice job, and I love the comic book. In that same vein, before we move on, I wanted to put over, and I've been talking about it on the show, the figure that I got from collectmajor.com. Now, they've went ahead and taken care of all the pre-orders for the Arn figure. Arn, they sent you a box full that you've already sold out of.
Yeah, that was nice to get those, for my own personal collection. And then to find out they're sold out on top of that.
Unbelievable.
Wow. I mean, I'm not used to that. I never expected.
You're a hot commodity, pal. I'm telling you.
Ain't that something?
You thought the Austin 316 shirt was hot. They haven't seen an Arn Anderson figure like this, buddy.
What they do, run out of humans or something?
All I wanted to tell you, though, is to keep an eye on collectmajor.com for a restock. Who knows what they're going to put up there? I know Arn and Tully were both hot, but there's some stuff coming, so keep an eye out. I saw they already restocked the Rick Martel and Missy Hyatt from this series, but if you can get your hands on one of them, look at the perfect. This is if you're not a person that likes to open them up and display them, which is totally fine too. Look, if you get your hands on these, perfect collectible to get him to autograph once you see him next, whether it's a white, silver, or maybe even a red Sharpie, would really look beautiful. I know I plan to see you at WrestleCade and get that taken care of for myself. So, man, I love the figure, and I wanted to make sure I showed everybody on the show.
And let me, you guys. Yep, and let me just say this to Woo Woo and his entire crew. They are a credit to the business. They're an asset to the business. They love the business. The business loves them. Thank you to all those guys. Woo Woo, you're doing incredible work.
There you go, Matt Cardona, Brian Myers, the whole group. Fantastic job. Collectmajor.com and check out some of the other figures they have there. This is the Big Rubber Guys collection, and just incredible. So impressed with the packaging the whole way and their communication. You're not going to get anything better than what they put out. So really proud of that and wanted to share that with all of you. And then before we get into all your questions, one more thing, we'll just talk about some appearances. And we talked about this one the last time, Arn, but want to bring it up again. It's Brock, it's CW, and Miss Brittany will be there, I'm sure, with them. And this is a big one. This is November the 8th, Selma, North Carolina for DCW. It's MLW, Live Pro Wrestling in Selma, North Carolina. Arn, Brock just continues to get better and better and more experience and exposure, and this should be a fun show.
Well, this is where you get your reps, and this is where you learn, and hopefully it will do in a tremendous house. I'm really excited for those guys, and it's not too awful far from Charlotte, I don't think.
It isn't, but then, Arn, since we did our show the last time, buddy, MLW put out an advertisement for this. You're coming to MLW Thursday, November 20th at the Charleston Music Hall. What's going on there, my friend?
Well, I just kind of got a generic invite to come down, and Charleston is one of those towns that is definitely Horseman country from way back. It was Anderson country before it was Horseman. It was one of the original towns for Jim Crockett Promotions, and they invited me down, which I thought was pretty cool. So I'll be roaming around down there. God knows what I'll be doing. Doesn't matter. I'm glad to go.
Hey, you know what's cool is all of you can check it out on YouTube, MLW's YouTube page. So yes, we usually advertise events and say go out and check them out. But a lot of us live around the country and don't get those opportunities. You will be able to go on to MLW, whether it's Bein Sports YouTube channel, check it out, MLW's YouTube channel, and be able to see what Arn does on the show Thursday, November 20th. So can't wait to see that, Arn. And then our final appearance that we're going to talk about tonight, it's you and Brock. It's WrestleCade. It's right after Thanksgiving, the weekend after Thanksgiving. Big appearance for the two of you. One of your biggest weekends of the year, Arn.
Yeah, and let me just say before we leave South Carolina, it'll be a meet and greet there, so I'll get to get personal, up and personal. It's all about the fans prior to the show. So that I know I'll be doing, period.
Got it.
Okay. Yep. And here we go. WrestleCade, It's a 3-day extravaganza. I mean, it's a huge event. Those guys do a great job organizing it. They've got probably 150 talent there. They've got probably a wrestling event every night, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yes.
And what's not to love?
It's going to be a great time, Arn. You know that as I've told you, I'm going to be there. And I started to put together here we go, my nerdism, my Excel spreadsheet of who's going to be there and how much they cost and photos and what I want. And buddy, when I got to the end of that, I might need to go get another job for what I want to spend while I'm down there. But it's going to be well worth it. It's going to be a great time. And you think about the opportunity for the men and women in this business to go down there and have a good weekend for themselves and earn that extra income, which they all deserve and work hard for. So I'm looking forward to it.
That's well said, and we appreciate you, buddy. I'm planning on putting you to work at some point.
Yeah, and you know what, Arn? I feel I'm going to make sure I pay for an autograph ticket just so that I can get you to make sure that you sign this. How's that sound?
Well, and you know what? There's a few in that box that I'm going to have with me.
Okay.
That were gifts. I don't need 10, so there may be 8 that suddenly come available. Signed on the spot, picture with it. That becomes a little more personal.
The ones that you've signed, I'm just curious, what color have people asked you to sign in? Silver or red?
Red's a no-brainer.
Yeah, red. I like that call too. All right, let's get into it. We're here for the people. It's all of you. And we are 12 minutes in, and it's time. Michael Jensen is our first super chat of the evening. $20. Thank you so much, Michael. Does Arn have someone he had a feud with that we don't talk enough about? We know all the greats, Dusty, Sting, etc. We've heard about those matches, but maybe someone he loved feuding with or had great chemistry with that just isn't talked about enough.
Jerry Stubbs.
Yes.
When I first got to Pensacola, he was a babyface. I came in as a babyface. It's like someone he had brought was Super Olympia. He was Mr. Olympia. And out of that, we worked a couple of angles. First, we turned heel, and then I turned heel on Jerry. So we got our mileage out of it, and what a tremendous worker. Great body, great knowledge, looked like $1 million, tanned. And we were tag champions together.
Yeah. Love that picture of you two with those old school belts.
I was having the time of my life at that time. So I love that.
I got to sit next to him when in Charlotte when Brock wrestled and you came down to the ring with him.
Mm-hmm.
I had the best time talking to him. Never met him in my life before, but he was funny. He was sharing some stories, talking about Bill Watts. He also, what I found out about him, he collects belts, wrestling belts. Did you know that?
Oh, I did not.
Yeah, he's like, up in my room, Paul, I got this belt, and he was showing me all the belts. He's bought copies of the ones that he had from back in the day, and he's bought world titles, new ones, but he likes to collect belts. I thought that was he's a fan.
We're all fans.
Yeah, it was
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong. Some people collect Matchbox cars.
Yeah.
Some people collect guns.
Yeah, all for sure.
And wrestling titles, if you're in the business, and you kind of got to love the business to still be doing stuff affiliated with the business. Jerry is in the 40 plus year deal being involved with wrestling, even if it's as a fan.
He was just such a super nice guy, and it was a privilege to meet him. And then just to put it all together as you as the tag team, seeing the picture, we've used that picture, before and some things. So I love to hear that you mentioned his name. Michael Jensen has another super chat, $5 more. If Arn was to have had a retirement tour like Cena this year or AJ Styles next year, who would Arn have wanted to be his final match or two?
Oh,
you get to pick. Good
Wow,
one.
that's a really good question.
Yeah.
Um, Let me think about that one.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. If you had to pick one or maybe two matches to end your career, who would they be against? Great question. Michael says, I have a church meeting from 6 to 8 tonight, so I'll have to watch this on playback. Thank you both. Really enjoy the show. So, Michael, thank you for the super chats and always contributing and being a part of the show. We appreciate you.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead, pull the
Okay.
trigger. Brad Armstrong, because he's that good. He deserves it. He should have had a proper send off from the earth as well as the business. I can't explain how good that guy was, how much I loved him as a friend. He's in that, group of Bobby Eaton and all the friends that I have in the business, Barry Darso and all those guys. Brad was a very good friend of mine. His whole family was. Loved every one of them. Good people. So let's go.
So if Brad your last and you had to have two matches, would Bobby Eaton be another one?
Bobby Eaton.
Yeah. Talk about it.
I would put him over right in the middle with the leg drop off the top.
Oh, Alabama Jam. Yeah.
Alabama Jam.
Yeah. Great question, Michael. Professor Drew Landry is here. I gotta mention his name. I miss you, buddy. And he said, haven't been on here in a while. I wanted to say hi to Arn and Paul. And he said, my question is, what did Arn think of WrestleMania when it took place back in 1985, the very first one? Hogan once said everyone who performed was blacklisted in other territories. Do you remember that?
Everyone was what?
Blacklisted in other territories, like those that went on to do McMahon's WrestleMania show. They kind of had, they were blacklisted as far as being able to work in other territories. Do you recall that?
No, and I think that may not be 100% accurate, because if you had a choice and you didn't go with McMahon and he was trying to court you, that puts you in a position of power, I think.
Yeah, I would think so too. Yeah.
He went around the world and pretty much put an all-star team together. Mm-hmm. I doubt if he put a request in for a talent that they said, no, I think I'm probably going to stay where I'm at. That probably didn't happen. If at all, certainly not much.
We have questions, by the way, that are just continuing to flood in. So I'm going to just go some rapid fire for you, Arn, because I want to make sure I get as many folks in as I can tonight. Scotty Reed says, Arn, sorry I missed the last live podcast. Please don't DDT me. LOL. Listening live while at work today. Scotty, thank you for listening while you're at work. That's pretty cool.
We won't tell on you.
Yeah, no, I like it. Thank you for supporting it. You won't DDT him, will you, Arn, next time you see him?
No, absolutely not.
Ryan Nodals, he's here, always here, faithful every 2 weeks. What are both your thoughts on the 18-inning marathon of a World Series game? If you're on the East Coast, I don't think that game ended till like 3 a.m. this morning. Arn, I don't think I have to tell you to give your flowers to Freddie Freeman.
Freddie Freeman is one of my favorites, and he should have never left the Braves. He should have never had the option to leave the Braves. And he's just doing what I knew he would. He would leave and go somewhere else and be the guy. And he did a walk-off last night, right?
He did. That's how the game ended. Walk-off home run.
18 innings.
18 innings, yes.
Well, I tried to tell him. Nobody.
If the Braves needed to come off some money for somebody, that should have been the guy. How
can you afford not to pay him?
Yeah.
I'm sure he would have loved to have stayed right in Atlanta.
I tell you what, who's just unbelievable is, and he's a unicorn. Everybody knows this. This is stating the obvious, but Shohei Ohtani, not only was he incredible in the league championship series, he's coming back. Last night, he had a home run, 2 doubles, another home run. They end up walking him 5 times because they just didn't even want to try to throw the baseball to him. I think he's hit he's 7 for 7 the last, outside of the walk, 7 for 7 in LA, 5 home runs and 2 doubles his last 7. I mean, who has done that? And he can pitch it. He pitches like none other. It's like Babe Ruth, but he's like, I've never seen anything like it. Like we're witnessing a unicorn. I don't know how else to say it.
So now, is there any question that, because when I heard what his salary and contract was,
Oh yeah, it was the biggest,
I'm
but
like,
he did.
nobody's worth that.
I know, but I mean, if anybody's going to get paid, and if they are going to pay people that much, he would have to be that guy, right?
He made a strong case for himself, didn't he?
It's incredible.
Here's why you paid me what you did.
And what I couldn't believe is, so the one game, I think it was the league championship series, I'm sitting there with my son and I'm like, Gavin, you won't believe this. He's already hit 2 home runs and we missed the first 2. We were out doing something. And I'm like, but we'll get to watch him here. We'll see. Could you imagine if he had a 3rd one? Next pitch, go number 3. What are we watching? And that was the game he pitched and had like, I think 10 or 13 straight. I don't know. He pitched, he hit, he was just doing it all. It's just like
motivated. I would suggest he motivated everybody around him.
Yeah.
It's hard to put a price on that.
And it looks, some folks in the chat are saying they had to restart or having some issues with your questions. If you had your question in and aren't sure if I got it or not, please feel free to retype them in. I'm kind of going through and starring some of your questions just to make sure that I have. Some of the folks here I do see they're going for the Blue Jays. Totally get it. Listen, I want a 7-game. I would love a 7-game series. I want to see it be entertaining. And we'll go from there. All right, let's keep going here. Back to the top. Mediocre Warrior. I feel bad for the starting pitchers tonight. They're pretty much going to have to bring their A game since both bullpens are completely depleted. I mean, no doubt about it after 18 innings.
Wow, I never thought about that.
Now, we got a question from the boss, and I'll just preface this by saying we heard some news today about Mike Rotundo. Things are still trying to be validated. We'll leave it at that. We got to see Mike in August, Arn, at Charlotte at the gathering, and it was great to see him. I know you worked with him for a long time, and you know our prayers are definitely with him and everything that he's dealing with. But the boss asks a question. He says, any stories on working with Mike, either in the ring or as an agent? Also, which version of the Horsemen would have worked best against the varsity club? So talk about stories, memories working with Mike in the ring or as an agent.
Well, he was just a guy that, number one, if you're going to be an excellent producer/agent, you need to be a great worker, which means you can transfer great ideas to the talent. Mike was that. He worked his ass off. You know, he was a 2-sport athlete in college. I don't know if everyone knows that. Syracuse, which made him something special as well. And being part of that family, the Wyndhams, you know, they were all great workers, and Mike was just a great addition. Marion Barry's sister. So very close family, pulling for him, 100%. Be thinking about him, appreciate it if all our folks here would just say a prayer for Mike and his family.
There you go. No, well said, for sure. Daisy Mama is up next. Another person that continues to be here faithfully every other week. I say her name every other week, Arn. So thank you, Daisy, for being here. She says, Arn, with Halloween being near, which Halloween Havoc? Now, this might be a tough one for you because she wants to know which one was the best and which one was the worst for you. I don't know. For me, the first Halloween Havoc is always the most memorable. It happened in Philadelphia. But do you have any, I'll ask you maybe a little differently, any memories of the Halloween Havocs or things that you enjoyed?
Is there anything anybody remembers they thought was good, and I can maybe back your play on?
There you go.
You know what you're thinking.
Yeah.
What was your favorite Halloween Havoc?
It was the very first one, 1989 in Philadelphia at the Civic Center.
What was the name of that?
I'm going to look up the card right now so I don't get any of it wrong. But let me pull it up and I'll ask you another question and then we'll get into the card and we'll walk through it together. Because I don't want to quote anything, make sure I get anything wrong. We have a super chat that came in. I'm going to get to that. D Nexus 1 just wanted to say, I love the comic worth every penny, and the artist did amazing.
Thank you. That's what I wanted to hear.
Halloween Havoc 1989. Dean X is glad that you love the comic. It was the inaugural in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And let's get into some of the matches. We just talked about it. Mike Rotundo and Tom Zink wrestled the opening match with Tom Zink, the Z-Man, winning. Here's a match for you, Arn. The Samoan SWAT team, Fatu, the Samoan Savage, and Samu with Sir Oliver Humperdinck. You have a good story? Any stories about Oliver Humperdinck?
I never was around him a whole lot.
Okay. They defeated the Midnight Express, Bobby Eaton, Stan Lane, and Dr. Death Steve Williams. So that's a pretty good 6-man match.
That's a big win for the Samoan SWAT team, I would imagine.
That was the second longest match on the card at 18 minutes and 23 seconds. So there you go.
I bet it was damn good too, I bet you.
Then you had Tommy Rich against the Cuban Assassin. I would never remembered all these matches, so I'm glad I looked it up. The Fabulous Freebirds, your buddy Michael Hayes and Jimmy Jam Garvin defeated the Dynamic Dudes, Shane Douglas and Johnny Ace with Jim Cornette for the NWA World Tag Team Championship. Check out this one. You know all these boys. Doom, Ron Simmons and Butch Reed with Woman defeated the Steiner Brothers.
Whoa, did anybody live through that?
I guess they all did live. They all went on to perform, but what a heck of a match that is. Here's another good one. For the U.S. title, Lex Luger defeated Brian Pillman.
All right. Okay. That should have been good. All right.
Listen to this one. You want to talk about did anybody live? The Road Warriors, Hawk and Animal with Paul Ellering, defeated the Skyscraper, Sid Vicious and Danny Spivey with Teddy Long.
Bet that got physical.
Let's talk about a couple of badasses. And then Ric Flair and Sting with Ole Anderson defeated Terry Funk and the Great Muta with Gary Hart. This was a Thunderdome match, and Bruno Sammartino was the guest referee.
Oh.
I mean, that card's kind of loaded.
It is loaded.
With talent.
The matchups have star power, and I hope that the matches followed the build.
Yeah. Darth Payne says Horseman versus Doom, Reed and Simmons was my favorite Havoc match. So there you go. I'm trying to keep up. There's a lot of comments flowing in now because everybody loved this. CG said, I remember the Thunderdome. Andrew has joined the chat. Love it. Ole is the corner man. Yep. Ole was the corner man, Andrew, for that match. And the Mediocre Warrior says Tommy Rich versus the Cuban Assassin. That's a main event anywhere in the world.
Anywhere.
Oh man, it's so good. Let's see what else here. Flair with the figure 4, Sting with splashes on the Funk into the towel until the towel got thrown in. So that was the match where he threw in the towel, and that's how the match ended. People are talking about Muta, amazing skills before all the high flyers that were to come, just how incredible he was. So a lot of people are enjoying talking about Halloween Havoc 1989.
Well, I must have been there somewhere, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. Let's see what else. We got a lot more other questions. Again, I want to make sure we get us into CG. Good evening, Arn, Paul, Daisy, Ryan, Mediocre Warrior, the Arn family. Hope everyone has a good week so far. CG, it's great to see you and hear from you. We appreciate it. Rob Hissam. He says, the greatest intro in all of podcasts. Welcome, hashtag the White Hat Club. He loves the white hats that we wore the last time we were on the show.
It's a good looking hat.
It was, Arn. It is. Yeah. I might talk to our guy that does the coats because I think he can replicate that hat and we can somehow get that on the site. So more to come on that. I was thinking about that tonight. So you guys just hold on to your horses. I'm going to work on his shop does amazing embroidery and because of the Horseman jacket. And so if I can get him to do those, he's the one who originally did the white and black hats for you. And so if I can get him,
didn't he do the original hats?
Yeah, I just got to figure out how that'll work for us. We'll get him on the site and start fulfilling him through him directly. But I think we can make that happen. So more to come.
See,
CG says, Arn, I bought 6 bars of Hershey with almonds yesterday, and I thought of you right away.
and was the chocolate smoother, like I said, different from the one without almonds?
Was the chocolate smoother? And CG, are they all gone? All 6 of them? Be honest. Okay. Daisy Mama said, I know you like your Hershey with almond, but have you tried Ghirardelli peppermint bark? It's so good.
Yes, but I like the one with raspberry.
Okay. People take notes. Next meet and greet. Raspberry Ghirardelli. Is that going to get me in trouble with Aaron telling people to get you more sweets?
No, we won't tell her.
Okay. I like it. Ryan Nodal, Arn, did you have a Lloyd's of London policy? I know Rick Rude and Ted DiBiase had it and had to end their careers after cashing in on them.
Boy, I wish.
Yeah,
No,
really.
that was tricky. Everybody couldn't get those, and they had to go through some hoops to pull that off. And originally, the deal was once you filed one of those Lloyd's of London policies and cashed it in, couldn't wrestle anymore.
Yeah, that's exactly what he was saying. They couldn't do it anymore, but it was a thing there where wrestlers were getting that set up.
Yeah, it was not cheap. I'm sure.
Let's continue on. Ryan Nodal has a fun question for me. Arn, as you know, I used to host the Kurt Angle podcast, which, by the way, fun fact, I did go out to Penn State on Saturday night and watch RAF, Real American Freestyle event at the Bryce Jordan Center. I got to say hi to Giovanna, Kurt's wife and family. I didn't get to talk to Kurt, though, because he was busy calling the action. His question is, Paul, if Kurt Angle and Arn Anderson had a match and you were the referee, would you call it down the middle or be partial to either Kurt or Arn? I would call it right down the middle. Okay. Come on, Ryan. What are you trying to do to me here? You trying to put me in a bad spot?
You would do exactly what Kurt said do.
Oh, stop it. I knew you were going to try to make me a heel.
He would kill all of us.
He will. Have you ever thought about that? You in your prime versus Kurt Angle in your prime.
Yeah, and that's all I did was think about it for a second.
He's the real guy too.
He's the real deal. He's an Olympic gold medalist heavyweight. I don't think most people understand what's involved with that.
I think it would have been fun because you're not high flyers. You suplexes, ground game, working the body part. I think the two of you could actually be, people haven't talked about that enough, but as we talk about it and you think about it and the psychology that you could have put together, I think that would have been both of you in your prime, a really fun match to watch. You with your promos, him with his corniness, trying to make you, break, and you just going after him. I would have loved to see that feud, honestly.
Let me just say I would be honored to share the ring with Kurt under any circumstances.
Yeah.
And I'm all confident that I could make him exactly what he was, world-class killer.
It would have been something fun to watch for sure. The Mediocre Warrior is back. He said, my question is for Paul. Wow. Another question.
Okay. All right.
There was interesting, oh no. There was he's a Packers fan. I know what he's going here because they whipped up on my Steelers. There was an interesting NFL game this last Sunday night. Who won the game? Say it loud so everyone can hear it. The Packers kicked the Steelers' butt on Sunday Night Football. There you go, Mediocre Warrior. And man, it was really embarrassing as you could hear "Go Pack Go" throughout Acrisure Stadium, and it was in Pittsburgh Stadium, and you could hear "Go Pack Go" ringing through that stadium. Our defense looks like Swiss cheese the last few weeks. And Arn, me, my brother, and my son are going to this Sunday's game. We had bought tickets beforehand. They're playing none other than the Indianapolis Colts, 7-1, Daniel Jones, Jonathan Taylor, and I know I'm basically going to watch an ass beating. That's how I feel.
Who's playing who?
The Colts are playing the Steelers, and the Steelers' defense looks like hot garbage, and Daniel Jones and Jonathan Taylor look like they're MVP candidates right now.
amazing, just changing teams.
Can you believe it with Daniel Jones this year?
It's incredible.
An offensive-minded head coach. He's refreshed. He's confident. Great system. Wonderful running back, an offensive line, and they are just getting it done. Everyone's like, oh, Daniel Jones will be Daniel Jones. I don't know about that. They're playing great. He's playing
There's
great.
an argument to say Colts are as good as anybody in the league, right?
Oh, absolutely. As they just keep winning. So I get to go do that. Yeah.
Hey, I like to see, teams that haven't done so well lately do well. Makes it interesting.
Well, T's and P's, as they say, thoughts and prayers as I go out there and have to watch what I'm suspecting to be a loss from my favorite team to cheer for. We'll see what happens. But
go into it with a positive attitude.
We will. Listen, we'll still have fun. Friday night, we have a nice dinner, Mount Washington, overlooking. It'll be nice, overlooking the city. Saturday, do some fun things. Sunday's the game. I'll drive home right after that, 4 hours, and we'll all be miserable. So it'll be fine. We'll have a good time. Memories with my son and my brother.
Not. You may not be miserable.
You'll see. We'll see.
If you win, it'll be a quick way home, right? You'll be talking positive things.
Oh, it'll be a happy ride home if that's the case. So, let's see it. Oh, CG talks about the Dodger game. I saw that whole game. He stayed up for the whole game. The Dodger game. It was exciting. I popped loud when Freddie hit that home run. So he was all in on that. We got a wrestling question. Big Phasig says, would Arn rather fight his wife when she's in a bad mood or Haku when he's in a good mood?
I'd rather just have Haku bite my nose off. There's no upside to being combative with the wife.
With Aaron. That's right. That's for all of us. That's for all of us with our wives.
Yeah, I have a theory, if you want to have a happy marriage, just remember these words. Yes, ma'am. You'll never be wrong.
Happy wife, happy life. We've all heard that one before.
Yeah. Yes, I'm a weenie. I just do the job. That's it.
I do the job. There he goes, talking real life and wrestling terms. It's my favorite. Darth Payne, Horseman versus Doom. Reed and Simmons, my favorite Halloween Havoc match. So there you go. That was one of his favorites. Michael's Adventures. Favorite memories of Roanoke, Virginia. Any memories that you have of Roanoke?
200 miles from the building to my door, but through the mountains, and something you had to always account on. If it was winter, even though it was a short trip over the mountain, you had unbelievable fog sometimes. And what became just a short trip home, 3 hours in those days, 3 hours, no big deal. But when that fog was on top of the mountain, it was frightening because you couldn't see 50 feet.
Yeah. Oh, I can't imagine.
Part of the business that nobody ever thinks about, nobody even knows about. When we were driving there and working every night, that became a variable.
And that's what people don't think about. As much as you guys used to be on the road and everybody says all the miles, it's just not the miles. It's the conditions that sometimes you got stuck in.
Yeah, and fog is something that no matter what you do, you can't affect it. You can't do anything about it. You just have to go slow, get behind a truck, and just follow the taillights. 35 instead of 75 can add to a trip.
For sure. CG says, thanks, Paul. I always look forward to this show, and I look forward to this show tonight. Despite the horrendous pain I'm in, I wasn't going to miss being here. So I watched this through tears in my eyes. CG, sorry to hear that you're dealing with whatever you're going through, man. And but we appreciate you being here, and hopefully it is putting a smile on your face, enjoying some time with the enforcer, Arn Anderson.
Ditto.
CB has a question. Mr. Anderson, and please continue to throw your questions in. I'm trying to star as many as I see in the chat as I go through here. So if you have them, load us up. Mr. Anderson, what do you think about Vince Russo apparently booking for the NWA? I didn't know that.
Is that a new development?
I guess it must be fairly new.
Wish him nothing but success for him and his crew.
That's true. That's right.
It's just another part of the business that will offer some jobs to some young guys that need it.
And listen, and if Russo still, yeah, I know he's had his podcast and you know is doing well with that, but if he still has something to give and NWA is willing to bring him on and they can be successful, like you said, Arn, let's be successful. You think about all the young talent out there, Brock's one of them, and many other young talent. You want as many companies as possible to be successful in the wrestling business right now. It's just more opportunity for folks.
Let's just pull for wrestling in general. Hope he does great.
I love it. Very well said. Mediocre Warrior says, Angle show used to be just Paul saying, yes, Kurt, whatever you say, please don't kill me. If I were to say that to him, he would laugh his ass off. The best thing that I got to know about him is he has a really good sense of humor. And so we were able just to connect by just making each other laugh. So that's funny. Mediocre Warrior also with a bit of clarification. He says, technically, this is the Halloween Havoc match. Gary Hart didn't throw in the towel. Ole punched him and it flew out of his hands. And that's how the match was called with the towel being thrown in. So just clarification on that.
I'll certainly hope on the next TV they explain that.
You could, and he brings up a valid point. You could see how it all went down on air, the punch, the towel fling. So it was all
covered it then.
Yep.
Okay, well then you're done.
Yeah.
Because that could be confusing if you weren't paying attention.
Oh my goodness. You'll never guess who showed up to this chat just now. But I do have a question from Tom H first, and then we'll get to him. Where did Mr. Crockett's wrestlers live back in the day? Were most of them in Greensboro or Charlotte? Did they live in homes or hotels?
Charlotte.
Okay.
During the glory years, 85 to 89, well, pretty much everybody that was part of the crew and stayed with them, stayed with the Crockett's throughout that time. They all bought houses. We all did. It was a tremendous run. Everybody made money from the first match to the last. And the office was in Charlotte, so we had interviews there every single week, Wednesday in the morning. So just made sense to live in Charlotte.
There you go. So that answers the question there. Arn, I'm going to put him on screen. Super chat $4.99. He needs no introduction. Arn Anderson is with us. Yamback Jones, known as Arn Anderson, is here, and he's still got your high school picture as his profile picture. He's like, so I'm in bed with 110 fever and chills. My question is, does the enforcer have any home remedies that'll have Yam back up and running? 110 fever? You should be in the hospital if that's the case.
I hope you're just joking about the 110.
But yeah, if you're sick, buddy, that's no good.
You could fry an egg on your head if that was the case.
He could.
And I certainly hope that you may have just a little bit over-exaggerated. Either way, I just want you to feel better because being sick sucks.
Oh, it's terrible. No fun.
It really does. It sucks.
And we're sorry to hear that, Yammer. And he has a head like I do. So when you talk about frying an egg, there's plenty of space for Arn Anderson to
let me tell you what is
you just said, I'm so bald you can. We were right there thinking exactly the same thing. Go ahead, Arn.
Well, I was just going to say, it tastes terrible, but NyQuil, nighttime formula, just take about half the bottle and just kill it, and it'll knock you out. You'll at least get some relief because you'll be in a coma.
You won't feel anything. You'll be knocked out. That's exactly right.
It's strong shit, and it'll put you to sleep. Nighttime NyQuil.
He said, Rob Hissam said that and a few spine busters and call us in the morning.
I don't have a few left.
He gave his last good one to what's his name? We saw it on the nickname Nemeth. We saw Dolph Ziggler. Yeah.
Nemeth.
Nick Nemeth. That's his real name. That's what he goes by now. TNA. Nick Nemeth is real. That's a shoot name.
That's a pretty good working name too, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that's the last time Arn gave probably your last great spine buster, right?
Probably so, yeah, unless I hit one somewhere. Maybe in
your dreams.
That's it. Maybe while I was asleep on some NyQuil. Who knows?
Oh man. Oh, this is awesome. Now they're calling you Dr. Anderson. Do you make house calls? Oh, this is so good. Arm Anderson said, "Damn, yeah, I won't feel a darn thing after all that." So there you go. He's gonna take a bottle of NyQuil and call it a night.
That's it.
Dean Xs1 is back. He said, "Arn, I'd like to know what type of workout regimen you did while on the road, because you can't imagine how, trying to get all those workouts in and get rest and all the wear and tear to travel. What did your workouts look like back then?"
Well, it's your coat of armor, and when you're a wrestler, you have to go to the gym because you got to, number one, you got to sweat, you got to stretch, you got to have some size to protect yourself because that's your coat of armor, your body. And to make it easy, I got on a weight workout of one body part a day, pretty much. Chest the first day, shoulders the next day, back and arms the third day, and then I would just start over. And I would go stretch a days until my body just said, hey, you may be overtraining a little bit. Why don't you just take a day off? And when you heard that little voice in there, you just took a day off. So it was no random push and pull or anything like that of the day. It was just run. Now that was because I had squatted before I got in the business and found out pretty quickly once I got in the business, tight hamstrings and all that, not really beneficial to our business, which flexibility was much, much more important.
Man, thank you for sharing that. And to your point, and the guys now on their training, there's so much sports science. There's so much when it comes to chiropractors and making
Oh,
sure you're
yeah.
stretched out and all. It's totally different probably now with some of these folks and people and what they're able to do with in all sports for that matter.
Yeah, I mean, I found that chiropractor was, and I had a great one. I'm going to give him a plug. He was absolutely awesome. And back in those days, everybody didn't do chiropractors because they kind of had a little bit of that guy's a quack. Nah, he's probably put 10 years on my career.
It's I believe in it too. My uncle was a longtime chiropractor, and I tell you what, there was nothing like being put right back into shape.
You go in and you're out and you're hurt, and as soon as he's done with you, you walk out the door, you're completely healed.
We have a few more questions, guys. Load us up. We have about 10 more minutes, and if we don't get more, then we'll just go ahead and wrap up the show this week. CG says, "Paul, it sure is," and thank you, Arn, that he was talking about just some of the pain he's going through. His back's a mess, and he just loves being here. So our thoughts and prayers go out to you, CG. I do know that you've shared some of that with me, and man, there's nothing like neck issues, back issues can be debilitating.
Well, yeah, because it's not localized. And when you tear your neck up, a lot of stuff below the neck, the shoulder, the bicep, tricep, and all that, you have damage that works its way down. So it's not just a regular area.
D Nexus says, "Can't imagine the drain it takes on someone working out with wrestling and travel. Thank you for answering." So there you go. Ryan says, "Looking back on your original WWF run, do you wish you would have had a singles run at all? I could have seen you and Hogan do a match on Saturday night's main event, maybe even an IC title run or being in the picture for that. Any thoughts on WWF singles run?"
Well, I personally think I had more value as a tag team guy. Just thought in those terms, and I could do more in that role than actually being in a single match. Not that I was uncomfortable working singles. I just prefer tags, and my thought process, utilizing a referee, utilizing a manager, just easier for me to think in those terms.
For sure. I saw a clip the other day on social media, and it was one of those, hey, however many years ago type posts, and it was the debut of Bobby Heenan coming out and introducing my new members of the Heenan family, the Brain Busters, and you two walking out, no music, Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard. Really cool. It was just cool seeing Heenan introduce you as part of the Heenan family. Like, as a Crockett guy, I just never thought I'd see that happen.
Well, it gave us credibility right away because he was the top manager. Plus he was an on-air personality. It just made us right away have that top guy. These guys are going to be stars.
You knew you were top tier coming in from the get-go with Bobby.
Bobby Heenan brings you to the ring and introduces you to the world. You're going to be done pretty well, and we were used well.
Charles Fiesel Jr. says, Arn, who was your best partner?
Tully Blanchard. No doubt.
TB. Yep. Another guy that's going to be down at WrestleCade. And so another reason for all of you who old school wrestling fans, Arn and Tully fans, you can see them both down there. So a lot of fun. Eric Rick, I'm going to throw this on the screen with an awesome super chat. Says, I just want to say thank you for the podcast. I've really been enjoying it.
Great. That's our goal. Yes, this is your show, guys. As much as it's ours, we just want to give you an hour, a couple times a month to just relax, and all those questions that you had all those years, go ahead and ask them.
That's great. And two, as you hear these stories and hear more and learn more about Arn, Arn Anderson outside of the wrestling business, we hope it stimulates you to ask other things about him. We've talked about everything on these shows over the years, Arn, whether it's, favorite meals, holidays, all kinds of different things. We've gotten to learn about you and just the type of person that you are. So I really enjoy these types of things. I want to talk about the next time we're together, and we'll wait to see if any other questions come in. But mark your calendars now for Tuesday night, November the 11th, 6 o'clock Eastern. We're going to continue Arn's incredible career journey. It's June 1996. And if you joined us for the last show, you know what we talked about. It was all about Scott Hall showing up. And we're going to continue that because big, sexy Kevin Nash now shows up. They're declaring war. You have Mongo. He turns his back on his NFL brotherhood. And then the Giant is running roughshod as well. It's another fantastic chapter in the build to what's to come in July. It's the beginning of what I call the revolution. And so make sure that you're with us Tuesday, November 11th, 6 p.m. Eastern. And we're going to be live right here on the Four Horsemen Network. So I can't wait for that one, Arn. Let's see if we had anything else come in. And if not, we are going to wrap up. CG said, I always thought Arn had the most confident walk swagger wearing that bomber jacket. He oozed being cool and being a badass. And let's see. I think that's all that we have, man. A lot of people are talking about Bobby Heenan and your tag team. But Arn, I can't thank you enough for doing this with me again tonight.
Hey, I love you, buddy. You're a good man. All my constituents out there, we're all on the same page where this is our show. So thanks for showing up again, guys.
Yeah, we love you guys, and we thank you for being here. We're going to do it again in 2 weeks. So make sure you're here with us November 11th. On behalf of the Enforcer, Arn Anderson, AA, this is Paul Bromwell, and we'll see you in 2 weeks right here on Arn.